Hi and welcome. So today we're going to do a coconut chicken tagliatelle with stir-fried vegetables. I will take you through the steps, our preparation of all the ingredients and cooking the different items, and then obviously at the end we're going to assemble the dish and then we'll enjoy it. So crucially, when I'm going to slice the onion, so I've trimmed it, so I leave the root on it. I take the skin off, so that root is obviously going to be help me to actually handle it. Right. Also make sure the knife is sharp, so you obviously make sure the knife is sharp. Then you're going to have to hold the onion in a way that when you have the knife, when you're cutting, the knife is going to be touching your knuckles. So this gives you a vantage point of how I'm going to hold the onion. So I'm bending those knuckles, so then when I'm cutting, the knife doesn't actually get anywhere close to my finger. So the garlic I'm going to cut in the same fashion. I'm going to bend my knuckles so I don't cut myself, and then so here I have the ginger. I've cut it a little bit more square, it's easier to handle. Now in this case the fibers run from this side to this side, so basically running towards the camera. So what I'm going to want to do is try and slice them up so they're easier to cook. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make slices like this, then I'm going to make it into thin strips, and then I'm going to chop it. Okay? Probably enough for our dish. So now that we have the slices, we can just line them up. Okay, and then I'm gonna just slice them thinly along the fibers. Then I'm going to turn it. Now I'm going to dice it up very small. This way it's not fibrous in the dish, and it cooks down quickly, so the flavor will be more mellowed. So I'd say that's probably around a tablespoon. So slicing up the mushrooms, again we're going to use the same technique we've used for the onion and we've used for the garlic. So basically bending our knuckles and then just grabbing onto the item, and then just slicing. So now I'm going to be slicing up the kusa. So I'm just going to top and tail it. And I think we'll cut this a little bit larger pieces because it cooks much faster than most of the other vegetables. So basically now I've got 4 pieces. And I'm just going to slice it, like I said, a little bit thicker than all the other pieces. So we have the sweet corn, so this we're going to, like I said, slice it in half and then down the middle again, so we basically have 4 pieces. Right, so let's cut our peppers down the middle. Just remove the white inside, go around the stalk. Okay. Remove the seeds. So pepper's nicely trimmed up now, so now we're going to slice it. So just slice this nice and thinly. So at this stage I'm going to add my onion. So our onions are starting to wilt nicely. Some of it's caramelizing on the bottom. Ooh, nice flavor. So I'm looking to get my onions caramelized slightly, which is happening now. Then I'm going to add the garlic and the ginger. I'm going to turn the heat down by half. Okay, it was on full heat, so now I've gone to 50%. Just to not burn the onions and not to burn the garlic. Caramelizing a little bit is fine, but we're trying not to get it to go black, because black is bitter in this case. So I've cut my limes in half. So I've got 2 limes. I'm just going to squeeze in. Obviously you can add just one. I think I'm just going to add the one. Don't want it to be too acidic. So now I'm going to add the coconut to the actual chicken, coconut milk. So we'll bring that to the boil. So as this is coming to the boil, I'm actually going to cook my tagliatelle in the coconut milk. So I'm just going to put the tagliatelle in there. And then we'll check the level of the liquid. If we need, maybe we'll add a bit of water. So this way tagliatelle cooks along with all the juices. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to add a bit of water, maybe about a cup. And I'll add a little bit more salt. Okay, let's try and submerge the pasta in the liquid. Okay, let's bring that back to the boil. So again, we can go on full power. So now the liquid is coming to the boil. As now we can see the liquid is coming to a nice boil, a nice rolling boil. So obviously we're going to boil it till the tagliatelle is tender. If you find that your liquid is reducing a lot, you can actually add more water. As long as you make sure the pasta is nice and tender, or as tender as you like it. If you like it al dente or you like it to be very, very soft, obviously you cook it to the point where it's your preference. So as it's cooking down, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to, obviously at this point you can check for seasoning. So maybe we'll just taste the actual liquid. Okay, yeah, we will need to put some more salt. I'm not going to add it now. I'll wait till it's reduced more, and I'll taste it again. If I add it now, it will probably be too salty. So as your pasta is softening in the boiling liquid, just stir it around to make sure it's loose, so it doesn't stick or stay stuck together in the little circles that you started with. So now you can see the pasta is getting nice and tender. Needs a little bit more time, but I would say maybe 2-3 minutes and it is ready. So again, check your seasoning as you cook it. You can add more salt as you like. You can add more lime juice if you like. You can add a stock cube as well. Maggi cube, it depends on how much flavoring you want to add. At this stage the pasta is now just about cooked. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give it another minute or so, just so it reduces down a little bit. Then I'm going to take the pan off the heat and let it just sit on the side, so the pasta can soak up the sauce, and then I'll do my my stir fry. I'm going to use for stir fry. So we're going to get it really nice and super hot. The mushrooms have gone in. We'll fry them a little bit so they get a bit of color. I'm going to start adding some peppers. So I'm just frying these nicely. A bit of color, caramelizing them ever so slightly. Now we're getting nice caramelized colors here. What we're looking for. Stirring that through, get it nice and mixed. At this stage I'm going to start adding my baby corn. So our vegetables are basically ready. Okay, so I'm going to take this off. I'm going to read the pasta through, and then we can plate it. Now I'm just reheating the pasta. And I'm going to add 2 spoons of the labneh. This is just going to help to make my sauce a little bit more creamy. Like I said, if you have creme fraiche, you can use creme fraiche. If you have labneh, you can use that. It's a similar product. Right, so now the pasta is reheated, the sauce is reduced nicely, it's nice and creamy. Okay, so now we're going to plate this dish. Okay. And finally, that is the coconut chicken with the tagliatelle and the stir-fried vegetables. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. It tastes great. If you'd like to join us on these online classes, just there's some information following, and just send me an email and I can always send you an invite. So thanks for joining, and see you guys soon.